Welcome to Fear Babes Podcast, a podcast made for Fear Fam members by Fear Fam members.
We would like to remind you that Fear Babes Podcast is not affiliated with the Project Fear crew in any way.
Everything we discuss on this podcast is strictly our own opinions.
My name is Madeline.
My name is Burgundy.
My name is Jamie.
And we are the Fear Babes.
What the fuck is going on?
I don't know, I was waiting for Jay.
Me too.
Oh wow, we did do that, right? Yeah. Welcome back to the Manic Podcast. It's me, the Manic one. Everybody else is drunk, and I'm here.
Last week we talked to Tanner, and this week we are making either the best or worst decision we've yet to make on this podcast. And, well, Jamie's not, but Madeline and I are drinking.
I don't know how to drink. I've never
Okay, you
drank
need
a day
one.
in my life.
You need a drink.
Probably.
Yeah, you need a drink.
Oh my
Let me
god.
buy you a drink. Whoa.
We're going totally off script. We have no game plan for this. We're just going to improvise this shit and see what the fuck happens. Watch me get tipsy.
Let me tell you guys, I'm fucking tipsy.
Madeline and Jamie are 2 hours ahead of me, and Madeline gets off early on Fridays. She's way ahead of me on this drinking game.
You're like, I've been drinking since 12 o'clock.
No, not that long. Maybe like 2 hours, though.
I mean,
I just started, so, and then poor Jay's got nothing.
Jamie doesn't even need alcohol. She's just naturally drunk on life.
Something like that, bitch.
Is that what we're calling it? Guys, I'm double fisting. So this is so pathetic. I am drinking champagne out of a water bottle with a straw in it. And so I'm double fisting. I got my champagne cup and my water cup. Hydration is the key.
Wow. I'm just raw dogging it.
There
What
it
is your
again.
favorite term recently?
I love the word raw dog.
So
You
when
know
I
it.
worked at urology, one of the doctors, shadow HG, he was a very inappropriate man, okay? And it was just like his sense of humor. And one time we were in the car coming back from Wheatland, and I used the term raw dog, and he was like, ew. And I was like, of all the things that you have ever said to me, that is what made you go ew.
Was
Okay.
raw dog. Nah, that's a top tier term. Raw dog. I'd like to be. Never mind.
Oh
Madeline.
my god.
Jamie's like, cut the cameras right now.
Cut the
I'm
camera.
going home.
This reality TV show got way too real, way too quick.
We're only 3 minutes and 22 seconds in.
And you're true.
You know what's funny? I also have Sierra with me, and I literally made both of us drinks, and like that's like a deadly combination because I have a heavy hand, so when it comes
She
to
told
liquor,
us, and also we know.
yeah. Well, the viewers or listeners don't know you weenus. So
Now you do.
I have a very heavy hand when it comes to liquor, and I'll be like, oh, well, half of this or 3/4 is okay, and maybe just a splash of something. And then I taste the drink, and I'm like, ooh.
Some of us like vodka in our cranberry juice. Madeline likes cranberry juice in her vodka. So...
Vodka
You're like, you want Malibu and Pepsi? Mads is like, yeah, 3/4 a cup is Malibu. Here's a
Hell yeah.
Pepsi.
Y'all should see Sierra right now. She's like, I've got her already fucked up. She's just laying on my bed fighting for her life.
Come
She's
on,
like,
Cece, pull through.
I'm alright. Plot twist, she is not alright.
I was gonna say, I'm not entirely
Narrator.
convinced. I'm not gonna lie.
We need a narrator. In fact, she was not all right.
In fact, she was not alright. She's laying on my bed, so if you hear sounds, it's fine.
Yeah, that's what we're going with. It's
Oh.
Sierra on Madeline's bed.
it's Sierra.
Can you
I'm-
feel my air quotes from there?
Yeah.
Actually, yeah.
I was already
That'd be
I
weird.
was talking about raw dogging, and I'm like, you hear the bed? Oh my god. Oh, what have we gotten ourselves into?
Oh no, but we're only 5 minutes in, bro.
Oh,
I'm
God.
calling the cop.
So I called mom on my way home because I had to stop and check on their dog. And I was like, yo, you got wine, you got champagne in your fridge, right? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, can I have one? She's like, yeah. Because she's in New Mexico right now having a grand old time. You know what she told me, guys? She's like, I'm pulling a you. And I was like, what do you mean you're pulling a me? And she's like, I'm flying across country to meet one of my online friends that I haven't met in person yet. One of her coworkers. Yeah, because she works online, so it's like one of her coworkers, and they're just having a good old weekend in New Mexico. So
That's super cool.
Mom is awesome.
anyways, I have a whole bottle of champagne sitting here, so about to be a fun time for all y'all.
There it is.
Oh man.
The first of many.
I think I've gotten myself in a little bit of a tiffy.
Why?
I've drinking a lot so far.
I've
She drinking.
I've drinking a lot.
Hey, Jamie, is that the correct grammar or words?
No.
Oh, you were supposed to say yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
Sure was.
It was great.
I will say today at work was like I only go for half a day on Fridays, and let me just say there's a full moon and everybody was acting so crazy at work today. Like we had this one client call in and he was like, I need to talk to the CPA now. And I was like, no fucking way you're talking like that on a at 9:30 a.m. on a Friday morning. There's absolutely no way. Let's be honest here. 9:30 a.m. is like grandma hours for me. Like I maybe will wake up by 11:30 a.m., right? And so like the fact that you're already having that much energy and being a fucking dick face is just absolutely mind-blowing to me. So we had that happen, and then we had like other annoying clients, and I'm like, bro, we're only here for 3 hours and all this is happening. Like imagine if we had been there for a full day. It's fucking ass. I've completed my first week back at work after the cruise, so yes, thank you. Hold the applause.
Wait, round of applause. Was that applause or was that sounds from Madeline's bed? You decide.
That's terrible.
The question is, who's in my bed?
Sierra.
To be determined.
Literally.
I mean, Sierra's in my bed. She is.
What the fuck? Jay, were you prepared for this?
Hold on.
I don't feel like you were prepared for this.
No.
No. No.
This probably wasn't the best idea because I feel like people are like, what the fuck is going on right now? It's Loosey Goosey Fear Babe hours. This is the real me. I'm so sorry to disappoint
This is
you
not
all.
E for everyone. This might lose us some followers. Shout out Tanner for listening to this fucking mess.
Yeah, he said he listened to every single one. Unlike Alex. Alex said, I don't listen to every hour.
Why do you think Tanner's our favorite?
Yeah, Tanner's our favorite. And he has a very sick Taco Bell order, so I like Tanner.
Sick as in literally fucking
Will make you sick.
You're going to fight for your life on the toilet the next day, I'll tell you that much.
Gonna fight for your life on the toilet like literally 5 minutes after. Orders half the damn menu.
You want to hear what my mom told me? What else
Yeah.
she told me? So she goes, I met your future grandparent-in-laws on the plane from Denver to Albuquerque. And I was like, what? Yeah, that's what I said. I was like, what the fuck? She's like, yeah. She said, no, grandparent-in-law. She said, I sat next to this couple, and they told me all about their grandson, and he's 30, and he's in the Air Force. And I showed them your picture, and they thought you were very pretty, and I was like, yeah, I know she is. That's my mom talking. And she's like, so we gotta look them up and find their grandson so you guys can meet. Because she said, I was like, I'm going to talk about this on the podcast because we're drinking and podcasting. And she's like, oh, that sounds fun. And she's like, okay, well, make sure you shout out Jim and Connie from Rapid City. So Jim and Connie, if you ever hear this, shout out to you. And if you're Jim and Connie's 30-year-old grandson who's in the Air Force, come find me.
Wow. That's fucking... Dude, like...
spicy.
You may have just like met the love of your life through his grandparents.
Through my mom, through his
Through
grandparents.
your mom, through his grandparents. Like, you know what's funny though? Did she see a picture of him?
I don't know. I didn't ask.
Well, I'm gonna assume no, and he's probably one of those little like 5 foot tall motherfuckers that he sounds hot because you're like, oh my god, he's in the Air Force and he's 30. He's probably so hot. But then like you see a picture and you're like, this adds up.
Yo, Jim and Connie, is he cute?
I'm just kidding.
Is he
Like,
cute though?
I am not someone who's about looks necessarily.
Don't be a lying sack of shit.
I was like, nobody
Right.
believes you.
I just
No
made
one-
eye contact with Sierra and she like clapped her hand over. I have broadened my horizons. Okay.
No, you haven't. You have Peaches and you have Edward Cullen type men. That's it.
Edward
That's
Cullen
all there
type
is.
men, yeah. They're
That's
tall.
all there is.
They're
No,
tall,
you stop.
skinny.
Stop talking right now.
They're
We're
tall,
leaving
skinny,
it at
they're
Edward Cullen
dying.
type men. It's being left at Edward Cullen type men. That's it.
I think that person would probably figure it out real quick. He'd be like, they're talking about me.
So I told you to calm down.
Calm the fuck down.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like my type is just hot dudes, you know?
So hold on. So less than 3 minutes ago, you were like, I don't care about looks at all, and now you're like, my type is hot dudes.
Like,
Madeline, you cannot be contradicting yourself like that.
I did. Didn't I?
I love Jamie's laugh right now. It's the best sound on the face of the planet.
Yeah.
I don't care about looks at all. My type is hot dudes. That's it. You hot or you're not. There's no in between.
I mean,
Jamie! Breathe, Jamie!
this is trouble.
Jamie, breathe!
Ugh.
Jamie's laughing so hard her butthole antenna's gonna fall out. Mads, we're having a High School Musical marathon.
How will I know if there's a path we're taking? Should I question every move I make? All is lost, my heart is breaking. Should I make the same mistake?
Okay, raise your
Did
hand if
you
you
ever-
had a crush on Zac Efron.
Well,
Oh,
duh.
that
Is
motherfucker.
that even a question?
Well, he's a hot dude, so obviously Madeline did. But Jamie.
Yeah, because Zac Efron's hot. That's my only type. This is probably not a good idea because I'm like so incoherent right now. Like,
You really went for it, didn't you?
I did.
She fully. I was like, y'all want to do a tipsy improv podcast? And she's like, fucking bet, bitch, and just went full send on that shit.
Full sin. I mean, me and Sierra both, we're only on our second drink. And the reason why it's taking, she's gonna pee so bad. You can hear Sierra getting up off the bed.
Cece, go pee.
Oh my God, she's about to pee on my floor. See, the funny part is that we've only had 2 drinks and we haven't even finished the second. But because I'm such a fucking heavy-handed ass bitch, like we're
You're basically drinking doubles, so you're basically 4 in.
yeah, pretty much. What's a good topic that we should talk about? Because I feel like, you know, talking while you're drunk, like you get some really good
In-depth conversations.
yeah, because like
Oh my gosh, do you remember when we were in Pennsylvania that last night? And we were all sitting by the fire and we got fucking litty titty for a second.
oh,
And we were just all having like the biggest heart to heart and Joe fucking passed out.
he's like boring.
But me, you, and
Yeah.
Jay were just vibing.
He
witness. I don't know. Like, I'm definitely the kind of person to get in my feels because, like, I feel everything. You know what I mean? Like, I am such an emotional bitch.
Clearly, you guys learned not that long ago that I feel everything so fucking hard. I literally had a panic attack about it. So,
Yeah, I think it's being a Pisces, you know, hands down.
no, because I feel like Jay might get that away a little bit too. I could be wrong. I'm not speaking for you, Jay.
No,
I'm
I
just
feel everything
based off experience.
Probably so hard that I am I don't even know how to explain it. I'm the worst person ever.
For one, you're not the worst person ever.
I can't handle anything ever.
It's because you just feel your feels so deeply. It's hard sometimes. It's just a struggle.
Oh no, something is happening.
Clearly. What the fuck is going on right now?
Sierra's trying to get up on my bed. She's trying to be quiet, and it was making more noise.
What was that? I don't know.
You better shut that shit back down your throat.
Oh,
You better not
okay.
do it in my bed. Oh. Okay.
If somebody starts throwing up, I'm leaving the call.
Yeah. The moment I hear, I'm hanging up.
I think we're good now, but Jamie, whatever you just fucking said is not true. You are not a fucking whatever you said.
She said she's the worst person ever, but then she was trying to elaborate on why she said that.
No, you're not the worst person ever. Ever. Never.
No.
I literally can't handle anything.
But neither can I.
No.
Yeah, I've had to handle situations that people shouldn't have to handle, and that we're just gonna sit there. Go ahead, Jay. Just continue.
I will say that recently I have spent the entire night crying, and then when I blew my nose, it actually started to bleed. It was actually after I was sick, but like I watched one German Shepherd video, and it wasn't even sad, and I literally cried the entire night.
Oh.
So like, don't even at me. I cannot handle anything. I'm a little bitch.
There's nothing wrong with wearing your heart on your sleeve, though. There's really not.
No, there's not. Because there was a time where I was like that, but I think because of everything that has happened, like in the last 10 years for me, I feel like I have just, I don't know. Like, I don't let myself feel emotions the way I feel like I should. And I just kind of keep everything down, and it ultimately ends up being my worst enemy. I try to be better about it, but I just don't do good with feeling all the emotions at one time, because there was a time in my life where all I did was feel my emotions, and there's a period of my life where I literally have blocked it out of my memory, which is so interesting, because the fact that our human brain will just completely like delete thoughts and memories from your brain is just so insane to me.
I don't know if they're necessarily deleted, more so if they're blocked for your protection.
Embedded.
They're blocked for your protection.
Into your subconscious that like people actually go into like hypnotic states to try to bring it forward to resolve it.
Yeah.
So Madeline got to hear on the way home from Atlanta, she got to hear my whole story about my biological father and what happened in that situation. And then I think in Pennsylvania around the fire, I laid it out for Jamie a little bit more. I don't know did we get fully in depth on that? I don't think we did all the way. Long story short, for the viewers, the listeners, is Berg's been through some shit that nobody should have to go through, as we all have in our own ways, in our own situations. But when I say I've been through some shit nobody should have to go to, I'm like actually meaning it. I'm not exaggerating. Ask Madeline for proof, and Jamie for proof.
No exaggeration. Yeah.
It was some rough shit. So here's the situation. I have come to terms with what happened to me and my brother, and I have let it help me grow and heal as a person, and I am grateful that I'm 27 years old and I was able to at least somewhat cope with the things that happened and grow and learn from it at such a young age. I will tell you, my brother still harbors anger towards the situation. I mean, as he should. Most people would. Nothing wrong with it, but he has not fully accepted it yet, and he's not fully let it go. I guess what I'm trying to say is things happen to us, but we can learn from them and we can grow from them. Yeah, I don't really know where it's going with that. I feel like I'm getting too deep too fast. But basically, like, it does go. It stays in your subconscious, Mads, and it will show up at the weirdest of times to show up. And so, in a sense, learning and growing from those experiences is uncomfortable, but sometimes necessary and even healthy. So it's just you're just navigating you as a person. That's all you're doing. You're navigating yourself and trying to learn and experience that. And sometimes it's painful to let your full emotions out, but sometimes it's also necessary. I'm done with the spiel. I don't know what's happening anymore. I'm sorry.
I think it's one of those things where, like, I know that it may come up eventually for sure, but it's just very interesting how our brain has a way of coping, you know? Because, like, there are literal years of my life that I just cannot recall. And I have a fairly good memory in my personal opinion. Like, I can remember a lot of things from like my childhood and my teenage years, but 2011 to 2013 is so fuzzy to me. There are big events that I remember, like my grandpa passing away in 2013 and like other things, but and like my parents divorcing, I guess that's a big deal. But as far as like the lesser traumatic things, but maybe they were traumatic. I don't know. I don't remember.
I
but
kind of feel
like
sometimes your brain tries to protect you from yourself.
Yeah.
But continue. Sorry.
I think that's it, because there was a very large time of my life where I'm getting raw here. I'm going to get completely raw and transparent. So trigger warning for people out there that could be sensitive to certain topics. But there was a huge part of my life at that time where I was so suicidal, and it was such a dark place to be in. I would not wish that on my worst enemy. It was such an intense period of time, but I can remember that part, but I can't remember of like the details as to what got me there, if that makes sense. There was just too many big things happening in such a short period of time, because I went from being a child with both parents for 13 years of her life to being a child with one parent and the other not cooperating and being there and being present in the now. And there was just a lot of big things happening, and my brain was just kind of like, I can't handle this. This is too many emotions I don't want to feel, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Therefore, making me want to do things that I could never fathom now. But it was definitely a scary period of my life.
I'm not a therapist, but I do think that your brain is protecting you from things you're not ready to face.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
That's literally what the brain is for.
But you know what's funny though is that like I've also like read a whole bunch of stuff and seen things where there are some things that you don't need or that you shouldn't open back up. And I feel like that period of my life, like I have grown so much since then, and I have become the person that I am now, to where I'm like, I don't want to go back in that time and try to crack that open to try to solve an issue that's not there anymore.
I don't want you to think that I'm talking to you specifically for this. Next thing that I'm going to say, I'm just talking for viewers, because I know that sometimes people do find us helpful when we get into topics like this. Sometimes I don't know if it's necessarily not there anymore, but I think it might be hiding, and all it would take would be one event. I'm trying to pour more alcohol right now. Did you hear the lid? One event to trigger you, and all of that's going to bubble back up, and you're not going to understand what's happening to you. And sorry.
Trying,
No, you're good.
I'm trying to fathom this, but I'm like a little bit too far gone right now.
Mm-hmm. No. Somebody's gonna get something out of this, right? I mean, poor Jay, she's all sober and like, what the fuck?
I wish that I could explain.
I am also educated on the topic, so I'm
She can
patiently
partake.
waiting to
I wish
share.
that I could explain it a little bit more, but like, I'm not saying necessarily that I don't think that it's not something that could potentially affect me in the future, but for my right now, it's not something I want to crack up. I don't know. Like, I'm very happy with where I'm at mentally right now. I mean, obviously there are days that are so much harder than others. Especially here in these last couple months, I've been really down on myself because of so many other things, like feeling like I'm not where I want to be at 25 necessarily. Like, I am single. I am nowhere near married, and I had this vision for myself my whole childhood that I would be married by 25 and starting a serious part of my life. I'm not necessarily happy with the job that I have. Like, I'm secure in the job that I have. I'm fortunate that I have the job that I have, but
It's
if it
just one
makes
of
you
those
feel
things.
better, Matt, we've all been there because I was 25 2 years ago and I was in the same boat.
Yeah.
I do want to give Jay the floor because she said that she's kind of educated on the topic, so I know that she's itching to talk. But I will say real fast, I just want you, Mads, to promise me something that when these things do bubble back up for you, if they do bubble back up for you, that you will remember to love yourself and have patience with yourself. I mean, we're all
for her,
people.
and I will say that she will do her best, and we will be there to remind her. But that is not always the case when you enter that part of your life where you have to face that.
Well,
You're
trust
not
me, I
really in
know.
the right frame of mind to say, "Well, everything is okay." That's what you have
Exactly.
other people for.
That's why I was just wanting to throw that out there before she gets to that point, so hopefully it'll be in the back of her head when it happens. But I'm only speaking because I've had experience myself. But I know
Yeah.
I also know it's a lot easier said than done.
So, in regard to any suppressed memories, they're there. They don't go anywhere. It is a defense mechanism of the brain to repress those memories to try to save you, but they're there and they will not go away. Even when you bring them to the forefront and deal with them, they will still be there. It's kind of like mourning in that regard that you will learn to cope. You will kind of let it go a little bit, but it's always there. You're always aware that it happened, but you'll be aware that you got through it. There's never going to be a right time to seek help. I think it's more beneficial to seek help in the moment than to wait until something happens, because there will be something in your life that will bring it up, whether it be now or 50 years down the road. You will never be ready for it, but it will be something that you do have to address because it does affect you in your day-to-day life. You just don't realize it. It changes the way that you view yourself, view your life, view your relationships, view anything that you will experience in your life. You are affected no matter how much you realize it or not. I was actually just talking to my mom today. She finally listened to me and went to therapy, and she had a lot of childhood trauma to unpack, and she said that her therapist said that they were going to work on her inner child, and that she was like, yeah, okay, until it happened, and she was like, God, that inner child came out and she was pissed. So, like, even just the smallest things as an adult would be absolutely, like, monumental as a child, and you don't realize it. I'd say get some help. Even if you don't have trauma, even if you don't have something that is affecting you and your day-to-day life, finding a therapist, someone to talk to, someone to just help you live. Because living is hard. It's beneficial.
Agree. Who's laughing? Somebody laughing?
I'm not laughing at Jamie. I freaking dropped my phone like a dipshit.
Yeah, we heard.
And then I just hear a little giggle, and I'm just like,
love-
yep, there it goes.
I love how Jamie's all super serious, and then it's just like.
Mental health is very serious.
I'm
But,
sorry.
oh my god.
This is probably not the best conversation to have as like a tipsy.
As a drunk person,
You know,
yeah.
this
You
is
are not
exactly-
tipsy, bitch. You were drunk.
This is funny though, because this is kind of exactly why I wanted to do it this way, because I feel like I was like, if we just hang out, I mean, it's the best that we can.
raw.
Yeah, I feel like what? What'd you say, Jamie? It's fucking raw. Is that what you said?
It's fucking raw.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
raw.
I was like, I want to get tipsy. I know that we're all gonna get in our feels. We're all very sentimental, empathetic people, and I just felt like this would be a good episode for some of our viewers, given feedback we've gotten in the past. I feel like people would have enjoyed this. So I was like, let's get a little bit tipsy and let's talk, because I know for a fact that us three bitches are gonna get real fucking real quick. I don't want to miss the conversation, but I really have to go. Okay, thank you, Jay, for the dolphin noises. This is our hold music. Jamie's dolphin noises is our hold music while I go pee real fast.
I will say
Yes.
that everything that you just said, I understand.
Good. I'm really glad.
I do, but like I don't think that I'm making myself like transparent or like clear enough to an extent. So I'm like, I don't think what I'm saying makes sense.
It's
Because I'm going to be like, nothing that I said made sense. That's why Jamie, the sober one, is like, well, you need therapy.
It's like we're like
No.
talking and we're like we think we're so coherent right now. I can't even say coherent properly for one. And then we're
It's
gonna listen back and we're gonna be
yes.
like, the fuck? None of
I
this
mean,
is words.
as the sober one, I think everything is going well.
Good. Good.
So,
What
yeah,
I think
we're fine.
did you hear that pause? I think everything is going
Well,
Well, yeah. I mean, we got super deep, super fast, but it's fine because it is something that should be talked about because there's a lot of people who are struggling in the world and need to hear it.
Basically, the gist of why I love us having conversations like this and then maybe like releasing these conversations for public consumption is the fact that if we could just help one person to feel like they're not alone, like that
It's
is
worth it.
goals for me.
Yeah.
yeah, I agree. I mean, I know that a lot of people have, gone through crazy things in life. But unfortunately, the three of us, I feel like our connection has been hella deep because of the fact that we've gone through a lot more than I feel like seemingly the average person. Like growing up, there's just been a lot of trauma involved in our upbringing for some of us, and it's been kind of intense.
I was fortunate enough to grow up with both sides of it. The parents that I have that you all know were really incredible parents. And then I had the shitty version with all the shit that happened. So I was fortunate enough to live both lives at the same time. So I think that gives me like quite the perspective on certain situations. Yeah, I don't really know where I was going with that. I lost my train of thought, but I think I'm getting too like I'm like, I don't know how much I want people to truly know about me, but just know I've been through shit and you're not alone, So
I mean,
and you never truly know what people have gone through. Like Madeline and Jamie know the majority of my story and the deepest, darkest parts of it. But like most people who know me, who would look at me, they would never have thought that I have been through the shit I've been through because of who I am on this other side of it. And there's something to speak to, and it's something to be proud of, and I'm not ashamed, and I wouldn't be who I am without it, so I don't regret it. It was unfortunate, and it happened, and it wasn't fun, and it was painful, and sometimes I'm still like, I wish it would have been any different than it had, but like I said, I wouldn't be who I am without it, and I don't think who I am is all that bad of a person, so.
Yeah, you're pretty decent. I mean, like, you got some flaw. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Lewd. I was like half listening to you, so I'm like, what? No.
I couldn't even make a joke.
Everybody has flaws, Jay, okay? I'm not perfect, but nobody is.
Joke.
That's the
Actually,
beauty.
It's fucking perfect, but you're
No.
perfect to me.
Thank you. That means the world.
Bitch.
You're perfect to me as well. I just want everybody to, be happy and live their best life. And, we're all human. It sucks. Being human sucks. Like, I'm not going to lie to you.
Very hard.
But
yes,
we have to do the best we can with it. So,
yeah,
yes,
I would like to add to that because my kind of story is similar in the way that I deal with it now, but it's different as in, like, I had good parents who loved the shit out of me. I have 2 older sisters who loved the shit out of me, but just there was a lot of illness in the family. There's a lot of mental illness in the family, and I have that mental illness, and I think it's something really important to point out that everybody's problems are very real. No problem is any bigger than yours because it's yours, and you're the one who has to deal with it. Sometimes I have a hard time talking to other people about my problems because I'm like, well, God, like, it doesn't seem that big when I talk to other people.
Yeah, it's important to you, and that's what, at least for me and Madeline, for you, that's what makes it important to us.
But I think it's really important to tell people that your feelings are valid. What you go through in your life is...
Madeline? Elizabeth?
Oh my God, take it back.
No, calm the fuck down. Jay is trying to be real fucking serious right now. She's
It's
getting
really
in her feels.
important, I'm
She hasn't
sorry.
even drank, and she's trying to get in her feels for us. And it's hard for her to do that. She just said that, and you're over here giggling.
Well, it's not even that. I just know that it's something that some people need to hear.
To be addressed. Yeah.
It's not something that people say often.
Not often enough.
For sure.
Yeah.
It's okay to struggle, no matter what your situation. Madeline's gonna mute herself now. What the fuck?
I'm so sorry.
Are you?
Oh God. Okay, keep talking. Keep talking. I love
I'm
your
trying
voice.
to focus on Jay, and you keep distracting
Your
me.
voice.
Okay,
I love
Jay.
your laugh,
Anyways,
bitch.
it's not said
Jamie?
enough.
Jamie, I do not think that it's funny. I have no idea what's going on right now.
I know. You're good. You're good.
It's the fucking Pennsylvania trip all over again when
Oh,
she gave out
God.
my secrets like a fucking bitch. Okay. Anyways, Jamie,
Do
continue.
you want me to do it right now? Do you want me to add
No.
it right now? Okay.
I'll fucking delete it in editing,
Yeah.
so shut up.
Yeah.
Okay, Jay, continue, please. You're being
Okay.
very helpful to somebody, and that's important.
I hope so. Because literally the only thing that we can use from our difficulties and troubles in life is using them later to help someone else. You're going to be okay. You're allowed to feel what you feel. You're allowed to struggle. Nobody's troubles are bigger than yours because they're yours.
I
And you're
believe
the one
we
that
have
has to deal with them, no one else.
exactly. I believe we have discussed that before.
Yeah.
In a previous podcast.
Yes.
Your situation
important.
to you, yes, it is very important, and that's why we're going to reiterate it again so people
Yeah.
understand this. Your situation to you is detrimental to you.
Yes.
Just because it's more or less than somebody else's and somebody else doesn't understand your situation doesn't mean it's not detrimental to you.
And that's not your problem. If they don't
It's not
have
Yeah.
the emotional capacity to have empathy toward you in your time of need, then they're not someone that you should have around.
It's not
If they
that's
can't
not
take
your
care of you when you
responsibility.
need it,
Yeah.
then goodbye.
But yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah, I'm a little bit fucked up right now.
Me too.
But I'm just gonna say that in a nutshell, I would like to thank my dad for being a dick so I could be who I am.
Same though.
out to
Jamie always tells us. Me-
bitch.
So clearly, me and Madeline have
motherfucker.
right.
Yeah. I mean, like, I do want to, and I think I've touched on this before, is that, I don't have, maybe I do have a little bit of daddy issues, but not in the way that it's like,
Everybody does.
Yeah.
Whether it's
Yeah.
daddy or daddy.
Oh,
I have both. I have both. What do I do if it's both?
it's just both, bitch. That's how it is. Oh, we don't need to
Me
go
too.
down that road right now. I was gonna say clearly, Madeline and I both have biological father problems, but Jamie, we're always like, if he wasn't our dad, and Jamie's always like, well, if he wasn't your dad, you wouldn't be here. So facts.
Yeah,
No.
well, I tell my brothers all the time, we were all just a bunch of little sperms in a ball sack, and somehow we fought to be here. The three of us did, and now we're pet sperms just walking around on the earth. And I will be a pet sperm for the rest of my life, I guess, but I'm less pet spermy now than I was 25 years ago because my mom doesn't have to change a diaper.
What the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
Where is this going?
No one knows what we'll go along with it anyway.
I'm a pet sperm. I'm a pet sperm. I'm a pet sperm.
Think about it, though, guys. We are pet sperms.
Why do we have to be pets? Why
Because
sperm? I'm a pet. Never mind.
a pet sperm burning. I don't know. My mom had to feed me and shit. My dad did too. Up until I was 13. But he just randomly one day said, I don't want to fucking take care of my pet anymore. So he just fucking left.
What the fuck? You're acting like you're a dog that got dropped off at a pound.
It kind of feels like that. It kind of feels like that.
I know. I get it. It's just, that's not true. Your mom still loved you.
Yeah, my mom was like, well, I guess I have to take care of it until it, can take care of itself.
Until it's old and can't do it anymore.
Yeah. I booked my flight to go to Jersey.
Oh, New Jersey.
Yeah. I don't know how the fuck I made that work, but I did.
We're ready. We have a little over a month left. We're ready for Jersey. We're ready for Jersey Con. I hope you bitches are fucking ready for us.
I am ready.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I'm ready, but I'm also just kind of like
5 weeks out.
Yeah, that's gonna go very fast. Ooh. And then after that, it's gonna be Thanksgiving, and then it's gonna be Christmas, and I just don't understand how we've gotten this far.
And then it's gonna be our fucking birthdays, and I'm gonna be fucking 28 years old.
I'm gonna be 26, and Jamie's gonna be 26 in a couple weeks.
Jamie, it's almost your birthday.
Yeah, it's very scary.
We don't have
But I'm
time for
here.
that.
And I am going to be aged in soon, and it's
soon.
depressing, and I hate it.
I'm going to be aged in soon.
Yep.
It's almost your birthday, and we're gonna celebrate.
It's kind of crazy though, because like you know how you spend so much time in a year looking forward to one specific trip, and then once it's over, you're just kind of like, "What the fuck is going on?"
Yeah, what now?
I want to redo it all over again.
Yeah, like the cruise
life.
we booked back in like March, and so that was like 6 months ago. And now I'm just kind of like, so I had 6 months to plan for this, and now it's over, and what the fuck, you know?
Now what do I do? Yeah.
On to the next thing.
Yeah,
I don't
That's
know,
the
guys,
weird thing
though.
about it.
I don't know. This might be the last convention I go to for a while, to be honest with you.
Honestly, I thought that Pennsylvania would be our last convention for a while, but
It's hard because when we get together, it's like we're meant to be together. Like we can't go that long without seeing each other. But I mean,
Oh, yeah,
Wyoming.
possible.
You guys are coming to Wyoming
yes.
next
Yeah.
year.
That's what I was going to say.
Another 6 months away, so.
That's what I was going to say is that, like, I am just going to go on the record right now and say I have no plans to go to another convention next year, and I would really like.
Unless they want us to have a booth.
Yeah. If
But
we're
I mean,
invited.
You have to put money back for that kind of shit, and it's hard to do.
Diesel, stop barking.
Oh,
Hello. Oh my
you still there?
I'm still there.
You still there? Is it echoing?
No. Is it for
Bug
you?
No, but Bug is convinced it's me, and I'm like, what the fuck? I don't think so.
It's you. Hi. You're the problem. It's you. We're gonna leave this in the podcast. Taylor Swift, if I sing a song for you, will you make me famous?
Will you make me famous?
Please. I could just say like 3 words in one of your songs, like in the background. And
Copyright.
make like $5 of the 10 trillion that you make, and I would be really happy.
Really happy.
'Cause like I don't make a lot of money, Taylor. Can you help?
Yeah, I'll tell you
We're
what.
talking about buying flights, and I'm just like,
You know, that
Taylor
reminds
Swift
me.
just made Travis Kelce like really fucking rich, sir. So
What you guys
you
talking
do that
about?
to me too.
Hashtag drunk convos. I cut some out. Let's get to something that's better. Here we go.
I don't really know what to even say.
Just think about people that like you want to lick all their pickles. Jamie laughs in trauma.
Yeah,
Yeah, fear has ensued again.
I can think of like 2 people off the top of my head.
Yeah, we know. Peaches and Edward Cullen.
Edward Cullen.
That's what we're
Wow.
calling him from now on because
Yeah,
it's the only way.
he kind of gives Edward vibes, like
It's
He
the
really
only
does.
way.
the quietness and the like stare downs. I feel that.
The mystery.
Yeah, no, I think that here recently, this is like completely on another topic, but I just, I think I've come to a realization that, which I've said this before too, and like, how do I put it? I am woman that is very secure in herself, and like I make jokes about being single all the time, but I truly am happy with where I am, and any sort of addition to my life relationship wise would just be an added benefit, if that makes sense. Like I don't have to have anybody
That should be
to
how
be
it is,
happy.
though. You shouldn't want a relationship to validate yourself. If you want a relationship to be validated, you're doing it wrong,
Exactly.
in my
And
opinion.
there are too many people who are like that.
There's too many people, yeah, who need somebody else to make them feel better. And if you're in a relationship to make yourself feel better, you're doing it wrong. Like
100%.
that's it. That's just it. You're just doing it wrong. You need to love yourself first before you can love other people.
That's the
I'm
most
100% a
important.
believer in that.
Like,
So,
I'm not.
and that's she said, I'm not.
I know, I heard.
There is this huge part of me that in this recent situation that I've gone through where I'm like, oh my God, this makes me so giddy. But taking my emotions out of it as a 25-year-old woman who, like I said, like I know that we've been talking about this whole job thing, but I make my own money. I live on my own. I have my own life. Like I go on these trips. I'm very much just doing things that benefit me, and everything in my life is about me. It's not necessarily about others and like serving others as I have been in the past, where I've really this last year focused a lot on myself, and I'm so proud of that. And because of that, I've been able to look at the situation that I'm in, and I'm like, I know it's not the time. Does that make sense? Like,
Yes.
I hope that I'm making sense without it sounding like I'm just talking out of my ass, but like,
It's not, you're not talking out of your ass. The thing is, you should be very proud of yourself, Mads. We're all looking for somebody to compliment us. And if said person is not at the place where he can compliment you and where you are in your place at this moment in time of your life, then maybe it's not the time for you guys. And that's not to say that he's not going to be your person in the future, whether that be near or far, but he's not yet ready for you in the place that you are in your life at this moment in time.
exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly. Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm trying to say in a nutshell. Because a lot of times I feel like a lot of women get too and men too get too into like this engulfed emotion of just like, oh my God, like I like this person so much, and you know, they're like so funny and like they're so considerate and they're just all these things. And
Everybody has their demons.
everybody has their demons. I know it's not the time. So we're just going to take a chill pill. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're just going to take a chill pill. We're moving past the giddiness
At the same
of it.
time, though, it's not necessarily bad. Like, if you guys were just friends and you worked on growing a friendship and you grew together through that, and eventually that turned into something, that's okay too.
Yeah, totally. Definitely. I agree with that.
You can be friends with somebody until they're ready to be your person, and sometimes they might not be ready to be your person. And I had a situation like that where I thought I found somebody that I was like pretty sure, like I was like, this could go somewhere, and it was bad timing every time we tried. And
Yeah.
I grew out of it. I outgrew him. He was not growing at the pace I needed him to grow at. And that's not bad. And it doesn't feel good, but it's not bad either. And it's fine for us to be at different places in our lives. And it's important to know that it was important for me to become aware of the fact that that was never going to be a thing like I wanted it to be.
Yeah.
And it's not bad. It's not, like I said, it doesn't always feel good, but you know, it is what it is, and it's fine, and it's okay.
Yeah, I agree. I think too is that like I don't give myself enough credit. I
don't.
struggle with that.
I'll be
Like,
the first to tell you you don't, and you know that.
yeah, I do not give myself enough credit. Like,
Nope.
I feel as though like I'm the kind of person, I don't know. I don't really want to say anything about like what I think of myself because I feel like people would be like, "What a fucking
No.
like
Can I
full
say
of
something?
herself."
Can I say something?
Yeah.
This is for both of you, by the way. This statement is not gonna sound the way I want it to sound, but I don't know how else to word it, okay? Your inability to see yourselves the way that I see you and the way that other people see you guys, like, almost physically hurts me.
I understand
Like,
that because I feel the same way with you both.
Yeah.
It's very
It's very painful for me
yeah.
to watch you guys be as hard on yourselves as you are. And I'm like trying not to cry right now. Sorry. It's just,
Me too, because now I'm
you
like,
guys
champagne.
Fuck. Okay. You guys are just truly some of the best people I've ever met. And I wish more than anything in this world that you, Madeline, and you, Jamie, could see yourselves the way that the rest of the world sees you. Because I think that you would be amazed at who you
terrifying.
truly are. I think you'd be amazed at who you truly are.
it's terrifying how we can see each other for like,
So clearly.
yeah, and then like we come home from like our trips and we're feeling on a high because we're around each other, we're around other people.
No, here's the thing. You're around
That make us
your
feel
people.
good.
You're around your people. You're around the people
Yeah.
that get you. You're around the people that don't judge you. You're around the people that just let you be you for who you are
Yeah.
without condition.
Yeah. And it's hard to come home from that and be like, not saying that I don't have like my family around me that love me and support me and
But you always want
tell me how
somebody other
amazing.
than your family. Like, because sometimes it feels like, and I'm sorry, Mom, if this hurts your feelings. And it won't, because my mom's my mom. And if you knew, you'd know. But your family, it's different. It's like your family has to. And like people like us, Madeline, we know that your family doesn't have to. Because clearly we had family who was supposed to and never fucking did. But
Yeah.
sometimes it's like, Mom, that's your job. You have to love me for me regardless, because that's what parents are supposed to do. They're supposed to love you unconditionally. Unfortunately, some of us have had parents who love us conditionally, which is really unfair, but I digress. But it's like, Mom, you have to be like, it's your job. You signed up for this. So it just, sometimes you just want somebody who's not your blood, who's not related to you, who chose to be a part of your life and be that person for you, and who saw you for you and decided, you know what, I'm gonna fucking stay regardless of you and you're crazy. Like,
Yeah.
you know.
But when we match crazies,
Matched
Watch out,
crazies.
Will.
Fucking unhinged.
y'all better watch out.
I don't know what it is sometimes about like, and I feel like I have gotten a little bit better about being nicer to myself, just a little bit. Like I've realized recently that like I don't criticize my body as much as I used to, which was a big thing for me.
You
Like
shouldn't to begin with. That's the
you
part
guys,
that hurts me.
I wish that I
That's
could
just
like
the world we grew up in, though.
I know.
yeah,
We were
Yeah.
made to criticize ourselves.
Society
to
made us
me,
this way.
I felt for a long time, up until recently, I didn't even want to wear a bathing suit to the fucking pool. I would try to cover myself up as much as I could. Like I would sit at the pool. I wouldn't even get in the pool. Like if there were other people around that I didn't know, I would not get in that pool. I would not go in the ocean. If anything, like it was that bad. But this past cruise, like I wore a fucking bikini. I was living my life. Like
Yeah,
I was
bitch.
just having a grand old time. And do you know how great it felt to just do it? To not give a fuck, to not sit there and look at myself in a bathing suit and like criticize every inch of my body.
Yeah,
Like
you just gotta keep that and move forward with it.
yeah, and you
Mhm.
know, this was like prior to like any of what happened on the cruise. It was more than that. Like this has been like the last couple months where I'm like, I don't think about my body as much as I used to. But I used to think
I
about
know.
it so much and be so mean to myself.
I know.
So much. Body dysmorphia is a bitch. So
It is.
I will tell you, I've been told my entire life that I'm fat. I've been told I look like a man. I've been told I sound like a man.
which I don't get. Makes no sense.
Yes, none of that is true, but
So
okay, motherfuckers.
I mean, I know I'm like sometimes I'm like, look at these fucking curves. You ever think that a man could look like this?
Right. Literally.
That's true.
I've had these boobs since I was in 4th grade, bitch. You're like, shut the fuck up. But like
Same.
when I was the most physically fit I've ever been, I was told by the people who were closest to me at that time in my life, not family but friends, that I was fat and I was disgusting, and that just really does a number on you as a person.
I'm sorry, Buggy.
It's fine. I'm just like letting Mads know she's not alone. Like, it fucking sucks, man.
That's just not okay, though. Like,
No.
At the time,
The
my very
fact-
best friend was telling me these things.
Fuck that.
the fact
And well,
that
there's a
you're
reason we're
so
not friends
insecure
anymore.
with yourself that you need to do that to someone that you consider a friend,
It was supposedly your best friend.
Mm-mm.
that's really sad for her.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Honestly,
There's a reason we're not
go
friends
fix
anymore.
your own shit. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. Life is cruel. People can be cruel,
It's what you do with those situations and scenarios.
which again is not easy.
No, but more power to you.
Yeah, I will
That's
say
the
this.
shit that makes us strong.
Mm-hmm. True that. But like how you said that you cannot love someone else until you love yourself.
Mhm.
It sounds cheesy, and I'm going to be cheesy because that's just the nature of where I'm going with this. When Joe came around, literally everything in my life changed.
Mhm.
Like, sometimes you just need that one thing that makes it feel like, okay, well, maybe things aren't so bad. Like, you get hit with shit just left and right. No matter where you turn, you just feel like you're at a loss. And he showed up, and he showed me such a bright, just beautiful fucking life. And literally everything about it changed. Like, my opinion on myself, my opinion on what I do with my life, like, it made a difference, you know? Like, and obviously I absolutely fucking adore this man. Like, I didn't need to love myself necessarily to love him and then allow him to show me why I deserve to be loved.
To piggyback off of that, Jay, I think that each of us actually might have at some point. So basically, is it fair to say that you've ended up loving yourself more because of how Joe has loved you?
Yeah.
So I think that everybody needs that type of person in their life, and it might not always be, a significant other. Like,
Mm-hmm.
for me, my mom has loved me, and I mean Dawn even too. My parents showed me how to love myself. Joe showed you how to love yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to think that we've helped Madeline in loving herself. And it's not always like a specific type of a relationship, but I think other people showing you how to love yourself is what helps you learn to love yourself, is what helps you learn to love other people.
Yeah.
And that's why I love people so furiously. It's almost an ailment sometimes to me. Because
that's hard.
yeah, I know, and I mean, we've mentioned it enough in this episode that if you haven't gathered this by now, here it is laid out for you. But I know what it's like when somebody who is supposed to love you doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
So I've gone forth in my life for the people that I truly deeply care about, trying to love them so ferociously that at times it might almost seem like in this world, in this day and age, people being real is almost taken as fake because people are so fake with other people nowadays, and it's almost a hindrance to other people. And like, I don't know why I kind of lost my train of thought for a minute here, but I've been told before that I have a way of showing people who they truly are, and I don't mean it in a malicious manner, is what these were words said to me. I don't mean it in a malicious way, but I just love so strongly and so ferociously that it's almost like holding a mirror up to your face and being like, this is you. And some people aren't ready to accept what I see in them. And I want people to know that what I see in them is the good. Like, I choose to see the good in people, regardless.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's been a problem. Clearly, ex-best friends, I chose to see the good in them for way too long. But, you know, I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that. Hopefully you followed along somewhat.
Yes.
But I think, like you were saying, I feel I'm very happy for you that Joe
Thanks.
was able to help guide you on that path and that journey of realizing that you deserve the kind of love that he wants to give to you.
Yeah. So you really do just need that person. That's why I wanted to say, though, like, it doesn't always have to be like you can't love someone until you love yourself, because, like, I lived it, like, not ending up being like that, you know? Like, sometimes you do find that person and it's just like, all right, this is how it's going.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Well, and I think that speaks to how everybody's a little bit different too. Like, I know for
Yeah.
me personally, things that I've been through, things I've had to learn in my 27 years of life, I personally was not able to hold significant relationships until I was ready to love myself.
Yeah.
And that was an interpersonal me type of problem that I worked on my own. And now I know it almost takes you too far the other way too, because it's like now I know what I deserve. And the people that come crawling at my door are not what I deserve. And I'm like, nope, bye.
For real.
But I'm willing to wait. And if it never happens, it never happens. And that's
It
okay
will.
too. Because thank you. I think so too. But I've come to terms with if it doesn't happen, that's
Yeah.
okay too, because I am secure with where I'm at.
Yeah, I've also come to that conclusion as well, is that like I was saying earlier, is that any relationship that I have will be an extension. It will never be something that I have to have.
It's
Any
a want,
relationship,
not a need.
It's a want, not a need. And growing up, I saw like my mom be dependent on a man. I've had friends who are dependent on men. And me being who I am, coming to this realization that I'm happy with who I am and like I don't have to have anybody has been so powerful for like my inner child. Like, I'm the woman that teenage Mads needed to see,
Yeah.
like teenage Mads needed to see she doesn't need to have anybody to make herself feel worthy. She has herself, and she has really good, hella fucking amazing ass friends all the way around that will always have my back. And I'm fortunate. I'm so fortunate to have the friends that I do. I mean, it's just, I'm getting sappy now, but I'm so fortunate.
We all are.
You guys are all my boyfriends.
Literally.
You know it.
I don't need one. I genuinely don't. And like I said, I will make jokes. I think it's so funny picking at my own singleness, because I think a lot of people don't understand it. Like, you're 25, you haven't been in a serious relationship like hardly ever. And it's like, no, I haven't, but I don't have to have it. So what's the fucking issue? Like, it's my life.
Well, that's just it, though. That's just it.
Me.
Live and let live. What works for you doesn't work for other people, and that's
Exactly.
okay. That's okay.
Exactly.
It doesn't have to work for other people. That's the
Exactly.
thing. That's the beauty of life. It's all these variables.
Exactly.
I personally love when we have these types of conversations.
Me too.
And I just thought, like I said earlier, given some feedback we've gotten from our strong supporters, shout out, you guys, you know who you are. I feel like other people will appreciate this as well. So I wasn't opposed.
And even if there's people who don't appreciate it,
Suck a dick! No, I'm just kidding.
oh, I wanted to say it, Boogie.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I'm not kidding. There is someone in your life right now, whether you're sitting in a room and you look to your right or you look to your left or wherever the heck you are, there is someone that needs to know that things are going to be okay and things get better.
Things might not always be easy, but they'll be okay.
And they're definitely not going to be what you hoped or dreamed or thought you would have, because that's just not how life works.
Sometimes it might be better. Sometimes it might be worse.
Facts.
You see, it might not live up to your expectations, but it always gets better.
Yeah.
Always. Always,
Well,
always,
and-
always.
And Jay, it's always worth it.
Yeah.
It's always worth it. Whether
It sure
good,
is.
bad, ugly, indifferent, amazing, all the experiences, always worth it.
Those experiences, at the end of the day, you take that shit and you make good from it.
Exactly.
Show the people
Exactly
around
that.
you exactly why you went through the shit that you did. And help them get through it too, because we're all struggling. We're all having a really shit time sometimes, you know?
Oh yeah.
If we don't hold each other up, like, what good are we?
Facts.
Facts. Facts on facts on
Facts.
facts. Facts. Yeah, bitch.
I just came out of burger. Don't talk while I'm trying to say a name.
I'm sorry.
I hear
Are
your
you
voice
sure
on
you're
all
the
my
sober one,
recordings.
Jay?
Honestly, after the week I had, I will give you this little piece of information. We talked about the full moon, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
My kid has had the worst fucking week. On Thursday, Wednesday or Thursday, I panicked and grabbed her and sprinted out of the classroom because her cheeks were getting red. She's breathing heavily and her eyes start to well up. Like she looks like she's gonna throw up. A 10-year-old autistic child.
Poor baby.
And I'm like, what's going on? Like, are you going to be sick? What's happening? And she's like, I just have to go to the bathroom. I'm like, oh fuck, something's happening. It was like, that was the peak of how the week went.
Did she puke?
That was it. No. But
Did you find out what was wrong with her?
She does not know how to handle her emotions.
Oh.
Being autistic, it's just like the name, the nature of the disability. People with autism have a difficult time reading their own and others' emotions. So she has no idea what the hell being overwhelmed means. She just knows that she didn't feel good.
Yeah.
But she doesn't want to tell us that she didn't feel good because then that would make us upset if she didn't feel good.
Gotcha.
So like the one teacher came in, I'm like, hey, like maybe you know what to do, like please help, like please, like, I don't know what to do for her. And he's like, oh, hey, like how were you feeling when that was happening? And she was just kind of like happy. And he's like, oh, I understand. I have no idea what to do.
No.
And there's no handbook on how to teach an autistic child who is most likely beginning to go through puberty that when you're feeling a certain way, that's a specific emotion. So like this entire week just was heated. And that I'm not drunk. I am just
Let's just add that
unwell
on top
from the
of your own situation that you've been dealing with.
I don't even have my own situation at this point. I'm just like, how do I help my kid?
Fair.
Like what do I find? Like videos, books. What do I find to help her understand? She just doesn't get it.
Right.
And she doesn't know how to tell me that something is wrong.
Yeah.
I needed to drink tonight.
You did. You should have. It's okay.
Yeah. But then I would have had to buy it. There is
That's the problem.
You know what I drank? The alcohol from fucking Pennsylvania. That's what I drank.
Serious? Damn, you still have
Yeah,
it?
the liquor. Mhm.
Wait, I have Malibu in the fridge from our first New Jersey trip.
No
Oh
way.
my god.
Yeah.
Bring it to
How?
Jersey this dude, it's already been in the fridge this long. What's one more month?
Facts.
I mean, it's alcohol, so I don't think it goes bad.
No way. It
It just gets more pungent.
I wish I could bring y'all moonshine.
Moonshine.
Hi,
Oh my
homies.
god. When you guys come out here, we're gonna have to get you Huckleberry moonshine.
Oh yeah, that sounds good.
Have you ever had Huckleberry anything?
No. But Joe is
Fucking
home and asleep, and I guarantee he just jerked right up into bed, out of bed, and said, "Moonshine."
Moonshine?
Yeehaw.
It wouldn't
So,
surprise me. He is Joe after all. Alright, wrap it up. What are we doing next week? Don't know yet. Cool.
Next
Moving on.
week.
Goodbye.
Next week. We don't. Yeah. We have no idea what we're doing next week. Everything we are just winging it, and we're having a great time.
Clearly.
Next week you're gonna listen to our podcast and you're gonna like it.
we might do something spooky season-esque because it's going to be officially October. So we
Spooky season.
will cross that bridge when we get there.
Yep. We got a whole week to figure this shit out. Let's do it.
Hell yeah.
But anyways, join us next week. And, because you just love us. You will. You will just because you love us.
You will. I know you will.
You made it this
Okay.
far. Thank you for listening to our rambling.
Yes. Thank you for listening. This is going to be fun to edit. Bye, babes.
I would also like to say if you're listening and you listen to this part, we love you. You're doing
We
great.
love you.
We love
you.
Keep going.
You're not alone in this world. We got you.
We got you.
Bye, babes.
I'll
Bye-bye.
be standing behind you.
Oh,
Bye, babes.
I'm scared.
Goodbye.
That was creepier. Should we all?
That's ew.